Philadelphia is where modern democracy was born. And this summer, it's where some of the world's sharpest thinkers are coming to ask what democracy looks like next. On this bonus sponsored episode by Visit Philadelphia, I've got two guests with me today to talk about the TED Democracy Philadelphia Founding Futures event happening next month at the Kimmel Center. Laura Smythe, a Philadelphia-based journalist and communications expert who's taking the TED Democracy stage on June 13th. And Gabby Townsend, a content creator partnering with Visit Philadelphia to bring this story to a whole new audience. And stay tuned because we've got an exclusive discount code for CityCast Philly listeners who want to be in the room on June 13th. It's Thursday, May 28th. I'm Trinae Nuri, and this is what Philly's talking about. Laura and Gabby, welcome to CityCast Philly. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Thank you for having us.
Gabby, you've been helping tell the story of this event to your audience. For someone who hasn't heard about it yet, what is TED Democracy Philadelphia Founding Futures all about, and why is it happening here?
Honestly, I think that what makes this truly unique is that this experience is not just a conference where people go and sit and listen all day. This is really meant to be a full exchange of ideas and perspectives where people from all different backgrounds, on all different industries, walks of life, countries can all come together and be a part of the conversation together. And of course, it's happening right here in Philadelphia during the celebration of the semi-quincentennial, which feels especially meaningful because, as a lot of us know, Philadelphia has always been such a huge part of the story of democracy and big ideas. And just to be able to see and hear people from all over the world come here to continue conversations like this is huge. And I really love that it brings so many global thought leaders in so many different industries and also people in our communities together in the same place.
Yes, that's what I loved reading about, just all the different voices. Laura, before we get into all the details of this exciting event, how did this event come to be?
Yeah, absolutely. And so this event is the grand culmination of a 3-year partnership between Visit Philadelphia and TED. Philadelphia is a very natural backdrop for this type of event, especially during the nation's 250th anniversary year, the semi-quincentennial. Philadelphia is a city where ideas have always been born. And, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence were signed here. Our modern democracy for the country really began in Philly. So it only makes sense to bring that all full circle now with the TED Democracy event.
And Laura, you actually applied to speak at this event through an open international search. What made you want to submit your idea? And what's it like to know that you're taking this huge stage in June?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's such a tremendous opportunity, and I'm really grateful to be able to represent Philadelphia on the TED stage in this way, and such a banner year for Philadelphia, like Gabby was saying. I applied to the idea surge toward the end of last year. It's such an honor to be selected from a global pool of 420 applicants from almost 40 countries, and I am so enjoying the process of working with the TED team on this idea. As we do sometimes, went back and forth on whether to apply or not, and kind of had this idea percolating in my head for a while. And on the last day of the idea surge being open, I decided, what do I have to lose? And submitted my official application. And it kind of relies on my career in journalism as well as in communications. And I've become, over the years, really fascinated with evolving audience behavior as it comes to reading and digesting news, the difference between legacy news outlets and new media content creators, and just how folks are navigating that space. And, I for this became really interested in how that connects to democracy, and freedom of the press is so important to a democracy, and access to information. So, my talk will lean on that and my background working across mass journalism and the communication spectrum, and taking a look at how people are engaging with news now and what that means for the future of democracy.
Super important. Gabby, I want to get you back into the conversation. What is it about this event that felt significant enough that you wanted to bring it to your audience?
So for me, of course, as we've been discussing already, the fact that this is happening during the 250th celebration is absolutely huge and completely monumental to me. So that was first and foremost something that was really, really important to me. And the fact that Philadelphia has always been a city that has been built on big ideas, conversations, and especially creativity. And I think sometimes people forget that there are so many artists, creators, entrepreneurs, educators, and innovators that are all here doing impactful work every single day in our area. And so I think that it's really great that this event creates a space where we have local voices like Laura and other people as well that are able to connect with people from all over the world who may be exploring a lot of the same big questions and ideas, and they just don't know it yet.
Laura, what would you say to someone listening right now who's thinking, this sounds interesting, but it's probably not for me?
I think sometimes when people hear TED Talk, there is a pull toward thinking of something very academic or buttoned up. And, I don't think it's quite like that. I've learned from this process that the folks who are interested in these events and, what I'm most looking forward to the day is just being around such a pool of curious, open-minded people. So if you're someone who just asks questions about the world that we're living in, keeps up with current events, and just has an interest maybe in history or civic engagement, a lot of different components. And if you want to come and hang out with a bunch of folks who share those same passions, and maybe you'll learn something new, hear a different perspective, and, just open your own mind a little bit, I think that this event is for everyone in that sense.
Speaking of the big day, Laura, walk us through what we could expect when an attendee shows up to the Kimmel Center on June 13th. What is their experience actually going to look like throughout the day?
What's exciting about this event is I think it's really dynamic. So it's a full day event. It starts at 9 a.m., runs all the way to 7:30 p.m. But folks aren't just going to be sitting in their seat the whole time. And there will be a lot of different components. So first, of course, a full day of brand new TED Talks from speakers across the globe sharing different perspectives on past, present, future, and democracy. There will also be a ton of interactive activations throughout the whole Kimmel Center space and partner experiences. People can also break out into smaller group discovery sessions to dig deep into the topic of civic collaboration. We will have a public square where an activation called Flavors of Philadelphia will take place, a culinary program just presenting some local bites from chefs all across the city that people can try out. And there will be a bookstore, some local retail, and also the Pew Spotlight stage. So on there will be some live interviews as well as music performances. And because we are doing a lot of Brainiac, work and thinking all along this day, there is also a Restore Lounge available, which is a quiet space that people can go and decompress, unplug, and recharge their batteries so that they can feel present for the whole experience.
Wow, that's such a nice touch. Now, not everyone can be in Philadelphia that day, but there's a way for people across the whole country to be a part of this. So, Gabby, tell us about the free library live stream component.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge. And this is something that I never knew about before as well. So this is probably my favorite part of this entire experience is that there are more than 65 libraries that are participating in the free TED Democracy live library live streams. And It's across 42 states and territories. So it's honestly incredible. And I think that libraries are the perfect place for something like this because they've always been spaces that are centered around learning, discovery, creativity, community. And so I really love that it takes the conversation really beyond just one stage in Philadelphia and really brings all of these amazing talks and ideas and conversations into our local communities, but all across the country. So it just makes it so much more accessible, and I think it makes everyone feel a lot more connected.
Absolutely. Could each of you tell me about what topic you're most excited to dig into at the event?
For me personally, I think I'm most excited about anything centered around media literacy and civil engagement, because I think that those ideas really impact people every single day, but especially online. And as a creator, I spend a lot of time talking and thinking about how people consume information and how they connect with ideas and engage with content and engage with other people directly digitally. And so I think that hearing different perspectives on those subjects will be really interesting to me. But I do really love that the event will cover such a wide range of subjects that I feel like literally anyone can leave with something and everyone can leave there with something different.
How about for you, Laura?
That's really exciting to hear from you, Gabby, too. So my talk kind of focuses on that intersection of AI, social media, traditional journalism, new media, and how folks are consuming information. So I'm excited to hear that. And I hope that I will see you and a lot of our listeners there on that day. But aside from my talk, of course, there is such a talented lineup of speakers from across the globe that are really passionate, who have a ton of expertise and unique perspectives. So I'm interested in hearing a little bit more from them about ideas of what different frameworks for democracy could look like, as well as kind of honing in on civic engagement and socioeconomic equity and where those sort of overlap. So I think that there will be a lot of interesting discourse taking place on the stage that day and the whole building.
Absolutely. Laura, Gabby, knowing everything that's planned for June 13th, what do you hope people are still thinking about a week after they walk out of the Kimmel Center?
For me, I just feel like coming into an event like this with an open mind and curiosity is huge. So if people are thinking about anything right after it, I think that would be really amazing. But I do really hope that maybe not only will people take away something from an industry that they're interested in, but I hope that they also will take something away from an industry that maybe they didn't really know that much about before they came.
Laura, how about for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think I would focus on 2 points with that. I really hope that people will be thinking about maybe something that changed their mind or was a bit of a broadening perspective and maybe a new way of looking at things from hearing and speaking with all the people who will be coming to this event. One of the reasons why I started my career in journalism and why I'm so passionate about journalism and this talk is its ability to help people understand the world around them and maybe interpret a way of living or a perspective that doesn't come as naturally to them. So being able to speak on the stage about, the craft of journalism and my passion for it in that way and represent my hometown on the TED stage during 2026 is such an incredible experience. And I also hope that people will take away the power of collaboration and working together when it comes to thinking about the future of civic engagement and democracy and taking a unified approach to, what the future can look like.
So where can people learn more and how do they get tickets?
So for more information and to purchase tickets, which do start at an accessible price point of just $26, folks can head to visitphilly.com/TED 2026. You'll see a lot more details there. And for any listeners tuning in here to CityCast Philly, there is a 15% discount code available, and that is CityCast Philly.
Gabby and Laura, thank you so much for joining me on CityCast Philly today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to this special bonus episode sponsored with Visit Philadelphia. If you want to attend TED Democracy Philadelphia Founding Futures on June 13th at the Kimmel Center, use promo code CityCastPhilly, all caps, one word, for 15% off your tickets, and we'll drop that link in the show notes. And if you can't make it in person, head to visitphilly.com to find a free library live stream near you. Thanks for listening to CityCast Philly.